It is Monday, August 28th, 2023 at Protestia Studios. And these are your latest headlines in Christian polemics and discernment news. Thank you so much for joining us. Go to protestia.com to read all the latest and subscribe to the Insurgency email list. Support us by going to patreon.com/Protestia. This intelligence briefing and everything else at Protestia is brought to you by our generous and intrepid patron supporters. For only $5.95 a month, you can join them at patreon.com/Protestia. Let's get into it. First headline from Protestia.com. Leaked documents from megachurch show user manual for interacting with pastor. This is at C3 Church Global, formerly Christian City Church International, a charismatic movement founded by false prophets Phil Pringle and Christine Pringle, now compromising over 500 churches. They're known for their hip ethos, preaching the prosperity gospel, aggressively proselytizing and inviting new people to church, and their propensity to focus on tithing in exchange for blessings and miracles, which is another way to say the prosperity gospel. Notably, their Toronto location is run by Pastor Sam Pickens, who is the subject of an alleged leaked internal memo released by C3 Church Watch. The blue edits below in this article apparently are not ours. They're edits and things pointed out by C3 Church Watch. But the missive, the memo, contains a user manual of sorts for dealing and interacting with Sam Pickens, and it is more narcissistic than even Stephen Furtick's infamous The Code coloring book, which if some of you may have seen, they have a children's coloring book. I don't know if they still do, but they did have a children's coloring book at Elevation Church that talked about almost a cult-like support of the vision caster. We stand behind and support Pastor Stephen's vision that God gave to him. That was what was in the children's coloring book from Elevation, and this apparently is even more narcissistic than that. The memo kicks off with a pledge of fealty to the pastor. Our leader, so it says in here, our leader, we work for him. I'm here to serve my leader. So the key to my success in the organization is my ability to work in a way my leader wants me to, even if it's not my preference. So obviously, you start off with an error because Jesus Christ is our leader, not the pastors of the church. There is spiritual submission within the church, but it is very much a servant-style leadership, not we work for them or we work for the pastors. Obviously, that's inappropriate, not biblical, sinful. This memo offers, or this user manual of sorts, offers a how to present new ideas to Pastor Pickens, with the guidelines saying, when making a suggestion, don't add any adjectives in order to allow the team to decide what kind of idea it is. So apparently you're supposed to offer ideas, but not your view on whether the idea is good or not, or what problem it might address. You're just supposed to make it as generic as possible so they can decide for you what the idea actually is. It says, if another pastor or leader disagrees with the pastor on a matter, it instructs the dissident to broach it with him in a very specific way. If you truly disagree with me, present it in a question rather than a statement. For example, have you thought about, rather than that's not right. He outlines what sort of meeting he'd like to have, how long to expect responses from him, half a day for phone calls, 1 day for emails. Explains that if any of his pastors or staff want to be promoted, they need to, you can see this is already an unbiblical ecclesiology from the get-go when you're talking about the pastor being the boss and other people being promoted within the organization. That's not scriptural, never outlined in scripture to do it this way. But apparently, those that want to be promoted need to be teachable and loyal, because nothing gets you promoted faster. He also promises that if you make his wife's life hard, he will make your life hard. He closes it out with phrases that don't need to be said, which include, I'll do my best, sorry I'm late. So this is the document you can see on the screen here, a screenshot of the document. And this apparently looks like an outline or something maybe that they discussed. But obviously you can see the problems when the pastor is He's saying this is how you are allowed to interact with me, and if you don't interact with me this way, you will be punished for it. You will not get promoted as fast as you want. If you make things difficult or apparently do things in a way we don't like, I will make your life difficult. That is highly problematic. You can see the rest of this and read it over at protestia.com. This is C3 Church, C3 Toronto. And the pastor, Sam Picken, put this out. Moving on, headline at Protestia, Real Talk, Kim preaches prosperity gospel for wine moms. So you may have seen, if you follow Protestia on Twitter, you might have seen some of this already, but Kimberly Jones, the senior pastor of Limitless Church in Fayetteville, Georgia, known by her moniker, Real Talk Kim. She is a mother, pastor, entrepreneur, mentor, motivational speaker, entertainer, best-selling author, and featured in the spiritually crass and unseemly TV show Preachers of Atlanta, which I have to assume is some sort of a reality show akin to Real Housewives or something like that. She was previously co-senior pastor of Church of the Harvest alongside her husband, Mark Pothier. I think that's how it's pronounced, but I'm not sure. She divorced him and formed her own congregation after he allegedly cheated on her. A mixture of the worst excess of Joel Osteen and the most irritating parts of Stephen Furtick. Her preaching style might be described as prosperity gospel for wine moms and girl bosses pushing MLMs, as they and effeminate men seem to be her target audience and comprise most of her congregation. I watched some of this video before, and much like our intrepid staff writer, I could barely get through it, but I'm gonna subject you to as much as I think that you can take on it. Here it is.
Proverbs 3 says, trust in the Lord with all your heart, lean not to your own understanding, in all your ways acknowledge what? Your psychic? Your sage? Your rocks? No. Honey, you got to be in a position where everybody else around you is like, oh my God, we're planning your funeral. You're like, what song you want to sing at your funeral? I can only imagine. Now you like, girl, bye. I need you out of the room. I need you out of the room. And I need you out of the room. I need some people in my life that can pray me through. And if I ain't got no friends that got faith, I'll pray for myself. I'll walk through my house. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Boom, 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 boom.
This is insane. I'm not sure I can keep going through it, but this is insane. Real Talk Kim is real disturbed from what we can see here. This is crazy. You can read about her apparently at protestia.com. Oh, there's another clip. Oh, I probably shouldn't, but here we go.
I lost my Facebook page, my verified page. Y'all think that ain't no big deal, but I lost about $10,000 a week. When that hacker came in a year ago, it took a lot of finances because I'm an empire. I got a lot of companies. I got all this stuff, not from you, but because my hustle is holy.
Gross.
You hear me?
Prosperity disgustingness.
By example, y'all better want to see me blessed.
This is so ungodly.
And everything dried up like that.
Good.
And I heard the Lord say, this is all
Hope the rest of it dries up.
Facebook was making you small. It was making you, what's that word? When people are familiar with you. Common.
Like you
Familiar.
people. Like you people in the congregation.
Where I'm taking you, they can't see you as this. In order for them to honor you and trust you, they got to see you here.
That's horrifying and ridiculous. Oh, head over to protestia.com to see the rest of that. In this crazy person, Real Talk Kim. Just a really a poster child apparently for the excesses of insane prosperity gospel and insane cult-like quote unquote ministry. I'm sure there's going to be more insanity coming out of whatever it is that she calls a ministry at this point. Last headline at Protestia: male singer strips into a garish LGBTQ dress during church solo. First Christian Church of Burbank is a, quote, open and affirming congregation nestled in the heart of California. No ELCA or PCUSA. They are part of the Disciples of Christ. This mainline Protestant denomination is in full communion with the unregenerate rapscallions in the United Church of Christ. The Disciples of Christ has been bleeding members over the last decade, losing nearly half their congregants, thank God, the majority of whom died of old age. That's not what I'm being thankful for. I think you get my point. And now have a little over 110,000 on a weekly basis. That's still way too many, obviously. As a denomination, they have adopted the 19th century slogan of the Stone Campbell movement, quote, in essentials unity, in non-essentials liberty, in all things charity, and have taken that very, very literally. Because they promote unity above doctrine, they allow a wide range of freedom to interpret the scriptures, being anti-creedal, anti-confessional. The fact that they are openly pro-LGBTQ, pro-abortion is the least of their problems. So this is Brandon Johnson, led by Pastor Brandon Johnson. The church celebrated Pride Sunday by inviting a congregant on stage to lead us in a time of reflection and sing a solo, which ended up being Gloria Gaynor's 1984 hit, I Am What I Am. Let me see if there is a video of this. There might be. We'll jump over real quick and see if we can find it.
And welcome to First.
So this is how it is decorated here. Okay, I'm going to see if I can find the. I think I see it here. Here we go. Wow.
I am what I am. I don't want praise. I don't want pity.
You don't want praise?
Bang my own drum. Some think it's noise. I think it's pretty. And so what if I love each feather and each spangle? Why not try things from a different angle? Your life is a sham.
Okay. All right. I think that's enough of that. Head over to protesty.com for the article, Male Singer Strips into a Garish LGBTQ Dress During Church Solo, to see the link to the YouTube video while it's still up. I don't know how long they'll keep it up. Once things hit Protestia, people start scrambling, and the rats and the cockroaches run for run for cover, basically. Anyway, thank you for tuning in to this edition of the Intelligence Briefing for Monday, August 28th, 2023. Stay tuned to protestia.com for all the latest in Christian polemics and discernment news. We will see you again next time. As always, Semper Reformanda.